Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dietitian Life, where we tell you about our weeks. Sorry for the hiatus last week. We were a little flat.
Very flat.
So hopefully this week's improved. So look good.
I have my fun new red glasses on, no my old ones. So changing it up a little bit.
And to have fun, I don't know, I really felt like just trying to run this because I really like it. I was going to try and put it up here, but I don't have a hook.
It's actually a good idea. It's a bit offensive to the client, so I had to pull it down.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was offensive.
Well, some people might.
So I think we could just change this every day. Just get someone to send us something we should put up. People should do that. I want free stuff. Anyway, Peta's also got a prop. You want to show everyone your prop?
Yes. I was talking about it this morning on Instagram because I knew Tyson would be horrified by bringing it back in. So I thought I'd bring it.
So disgusting.
No, but it tastes so damn good.
It's like, to give everyone an idea, like it just doesn't even move. It's just like slush,
I know, it's
brownie, algae. Gross.
Don't want to know what's in it.
Anyway, alright, so our weeks. So the last 2 weeks have been really hard. But since then, all those to-do lists where I couldn't do shit, I've nailed all of them. I think a trip to Perth, yeah, thank you. I think a trip to Perth definitely helped. 5.5 hours on a flight will do that. So that was, yeah, reasonably productive. Obviously, smashed some stuff out. So some of the stuff we've done, looked at different contracts, we've done performance reviews with, I think 7 people so far, which is cool. I just got to write them up, which is another mission, but I'll get to that. So much on here. Talk to the new manager. There's so many things. Talk to the new manager about, I guess, some feedback that they've got from some other practitioners about how good they think it is that they got the role and that they deserved it and that's someone they aspire to be or be like.
Is he happy with that?
He was. Happy with that feedback. Got a big head out of it and I told him I'd bring him back down to earth eventually. Yep, so that was cool. I had a couple of staff finishing up on yesterday and then one on Monday. And so just handing over of all information, handover is really important when dietitians are leaving to make sure that the service stays continuous and that there's not too much of a break and that the clients are happy. So making sure that you try and optimize the client's relationship with the new practitioner prior to the old one leaving is important. So that can just be done through work shadowing and introductions from the person that has the relationship to hopefully the new person who builds it.
I know it sounds really bad all the time, but sometimes a new person, new practitioner, they work better with a particular client as well. So I think there's always good to be taken from the bad, and that's definitely one of them. So I've heard it already. So some of the transitions and the role changes and new people coming in, when I've done some shadowing, they've actually commented on it. So it's good.
Yeah, and difference, yeah, it depends on how that person takes it, but it can be equally as positive as it can be negative for some other people, and that's completely fine. But not everyone's going to like a human who's seeing them. So if they get used to one, they might get used to how they are, but it doesn't necessarily mean they like them, and vice versa. So yeah, it's just something you got to manage and something you got to deal with. Not everyone's going to like you as a dietitian, and that's why they may not see you. But also,
and on that,
yeah.
I posted a question about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
People not liking people.
Oh, I know. So what would be one of the main reasons why someone didn't come back and see you, and potentially do you ever try and find that out? So say, for example, you've seen a client, you thought it went really well, generally got an idea about it if it doesn't go well. Why won't they come back and see you? So why would they cancel? What would you do about it? Would you actually want to know why? Why did I actually do that? Made a phone call to someone in relation to making a follow-up appointment, and it was kind of awkward. Wasn't my client, but found out that after a little bit of questioning that they weren't really happy with the service that they got. So it's always, I suppose, important to find that out. And I guess my question to everybody was, do you actually do that? Do you ask the question? And sometimes it can be awkward. But I think it's really important for you to know if there was something wrong or something that you did or something that we could change that would make their experience a little bit better, that they actually want to come back. One person wrote back to me and said that if they don't do what they're outlined they did do or going to do, then they feel really bad and they don't want to come back and see you. That would be a main reason.
Yes. Yeah. Most people are like, oh, I haven't actually done that yet, so I don't want to come back and I failed, pretty much.
But I also think the service that they got, whether they enjoyed it or not just you, but everything, you know, the booking, the process and all the above, how easy it is to get there, that all makes a difference.
Yeah.
I just think it's important. So next time you have someone that cancels and doesn't want to rebook, ask the question, because it can sometimes give you an answer that you don't want to hear, but it can sometimes be valuable.
And not everyone's going to be honest with you every single time, but if you can get some honesty out of it, it could be really valuable, and you might be able to go, yeah, no, that's not true, and shrug it off. But at the same time, it's getting that feedback. And
if it's not you, maybe just try an anonymous phone call. So have an admin team member call that person and ask them why they don't want to come back. It could be financial reasons. It could be, they didn't do what you asked them to do. It could be that they didn't like you or it was inconvenient time or something. Just, really good. And then you can maybe change your practice thereafter or go, okay, you know what, that person was an idiot. I don't want to see them anyway.
And we do that. We probably don't do it as often as we probably should or target it. We just kind of do it random. To get feedback about practitioners, hopefully to get good feedback. And the times that we haven't got any bloody negative or constructive stuff, which is kind of frustrating. Like, it's good to hear positives, but you want to see how you can improve. So I think, just as Peter was talking, I'm like, we need to get better at hitting up the people that have kind of dropped off, or and then just asking them, and then seeing like, all right, so is it them?
Because those ones that continue, they obviously like the person and they want to continue with the service.
Yeah, whereas if it's like, in a lot of the locations we have, we've got several dietitians. So like, if someone didn't want to see a certain dietitian, it's like, oh no, they didn't really, work for me. I didn't really like how they approached. It's like, well, this dietitian's actually got a different approach.
And you can sometimes save it, and they might go, you know what, okay, righto. Other times they're like, nah, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, now I've seen other dietitians before your service, and seeing you guys, I'm done. Also, what else have I done? So we did our scholarship stuff. So on Tuesday,
that was so much fun seeing all you guys. It was good.
So on Tuesday, we went through all the videos and all the applications, make sure the people that are eligible. A couple of people that weren't. So for some of you will miss out of an interview. A lot of you were not eligible for one or two reasons, whether it be something that you didn't do or it was that you already finished placement or something like that. This is for people that were going into clinical placement. So that was, but it was fun, and then we've hit up interviews. So we're going to do most of the interviews on Monday. Monday? Yeah, Monday, 4:30 to like 8 o'clock. So smash them out, and then we'll deliberate and decide who the lucky winner is, and then we'll announce it. Probably announce it on here. Probably do a special video for it. And excited to see. And then obviously the work experience for the top 3 at minimum. But we might decide to offer more people, given they went to the effort of applying for the scholarship.
How many people do we end up getting?
30. It's like, but they weren't all eligible. So, but not that many. So there's a lot of people, I think there was like 98 comments or something of people tagging. And obviously you guys might not be eligible yet. So we're hoping in the next round, now that you guys know that a scholarship, if this works out, we'll do it again for the people that are going to clinical placement semester 1 in 2019. So stay tuned for that. It will be released before the end of the year. So we've got a bit more time. You've got a bit more time to get your shit together. But once we've drawn the winner, we'll probably give you guys some feedback
100%,
to like help tailor your application, and it'll only be done on Dietitian Life. So then that way, if you guys are watching Dietitian Life, that you'll get a leg up over the competition that aren't. So something to keep in mind to continue watching. I didn't really go through everything that I've done, but that's pretty much my week. I flew a plane today.
I was like, what did you do today?
What did I do today? I flew a plane this morning. I didn't die, so commiserations to those that wish that upon me. But it's one of those bleak things. I just had to, one of my mates, because I text a couple of them saying, yep, so if I die, this and that, and I said alive, and they just went, damn it.
They serve to make a lot from your text, do they?
They were just like, I was going to
I want that head coach position.
I was like, I'm going to come after your assets. He's like, oh damn, I should have had you sign over your assets prior to getting on the plane. The other guy was like, I'll take your dog. So
That's nice.
yeah, so at least I was thinking of someone else. So yeah, I did that, and then other stuff this week is mostly just performance reviews, meetings, the scholarship stuff. But yeah, a lot more interesting week, a lot more enjoyment out of this week. Being much happier, I guess, getting through the other shit that we had to get through.
Yeah, I've had a lot of random shit this week as well. Lots of stuff. What have we done? So finally, I completed my task that Tyson Snapchatted me about not doing. So we've got some interesting stuff for the company for some of the practitioners around compilation of some ebooks.
So ebooks, yeah.
Did I say that? Yeah.
Well, she's already said it.
I didn't say what though. Sorry, that'll be really exciting. But it was a process because, as Tyson would normally make me think about here and here, what could go wrong and all the things that, all tangents. Anyway, so I put it off for a long time because of that. But moving on, it's done. So the email is sent now. I'm just waiting on a number of responses. I've already got a couple, so that's good. Lots of questions from practitioners this week about lots of going on in clinics and whatnot. So I've got a couple of new clinics for a practitioner, which is really good. I think nearly a lot of people are getting clinics now, which is
we've had like 4 in the last 2 weeks.
And another one this morning. I got a negotiation down again, so that's good. So my negotiation skills are on point. I did another one, reduced it.
Yeah, there's no input whatsoever from anyone else.
No.
She did it all herself.
Yeah,
I just wanted to bring note that she's actually got a to-do list. She's not so good at the old lists, but
there's so much more than that. I just nothing crossed off on it. But anyway, I can cross it off all now. So what else have I done this week? So pretty much coordinating all of my visits for Melbourne. So I think every single day I have a meeting with someone outside of the company, which should be fun. I had a phone call with someone who was fangirling on us, saying that all of their uni group watch us. So that was pretty cool. Darcy ignored my comment when I told him yesterday.
Because she's fangirled on me prior to that as well. She's like, see, they all like me. And in all the scholarship interviews, she was just like loving life because everyone's like, hi, Peter and Tyson, and said Peter first. And it's like, it's just because ladies first. It's not because you're extra special. No. Or maybe it's because she's extra special. Or then maybe they feel like she needs to feel important.
It's pretty much what it is. We've advertised for a position on Central Coast to take over. Take over from a practitioner there who wants to go see the world for 12 months. So that's pretty exciting. It's on DAA, it's on Dietitian Connection, it's on LinkedIn, it's being put on Instagram. So,
it's on Facebook.
Yeah, it's on everywhere. So check it out, hit me up, because that's who you're going to be talking to.
So it's like starting in like September.
Yeah, potential to start earlier and even start a little bit later. But yeah, generally we need to know. And we hire before the close day.
Before close day, yeah. So do not wait. So for anyone that is applying for any jobs ever, even just for us, like not just for us, like I think especially if they're a small business, a lot of the time if they find the right person, they'll just hire. They're not going to wait an extra 3 weeks for the applications to close. If someone's mint, they can start and we can get moving on things. Then that's definitely what we believe in, speed. So yeah, we'll do that. A lot of the government ones they can't. They're regulated to that. That's it. You need to give them enough time. But when you're a small business, you're your own boss. So we get to pick when we do that. So yeah, don't wait. Don't go, oh, I've got 2 weeks to do that. Like if you want that job, apply. Like straight away. Go home, do your resume, stay up late, do your letter, get everything mint, send it off. Don't wait.
Like me sometimes.
Peter waits a lot. I don't.
So I had interesting phone calls. Some of my Wagga staff this week. I had a phone call from an official visitor at one of the jails that I work for.
Peter works for jails.
Yeah, I did. I do the menus and review nutrition analysis, whatever. Anyway, so he called me up, wanted to talk to me about the inmates' complaints in relation to the menu. And had a really good conversation with him.
So what was the complaint?
He was like their union.
Oh, yeah. What was their complaint?
Pretty much on the consistency of the food that they got, and that's really not anything that I have control over, unfortunately. However, also on the frequency of some products on their menu. So getting beans a lot, because I put a lot of baked beans on their menu to try and fill them up, because generally the quality of their meat sources is terrible, and they want more, so they want more food, which again, budget constraints. So I had a really good conversation with him. That facility is set up in a way that I actually only have control over their lunch. Generally in the prisons, which are privately run prisons, they actually do get the inmates to prepare the food, which is really cool. And a lot of them are in industry, so actually do stuff. So in prisons, I'm just sitting around having a good time. Actually are doing things so they can get qualifications and stuff. And so a lot of the time they're involved in that. And he was saying that they feel that they're in industry, have a lot of energy expenditure, so they're hungry. And it was really good. It was a good conversation. But in the end, I think I'm going to have to go back and go and do a site visit again, and probably do some sort of a survey to sort of see what their main complaints and issues are. End of the day, it does come down to a lot of other factors, money included, and also the consistency as to what the sandwiches are turning up like. So a lot of the time they're out in the sun for a good few hours before the inmates are getting them, which doesn't help. And I've watched these sandwiches being made, and yeah, it's an interesting process.
By the inmates?
So, but one good one was beetroot.
What about doing a cooking class?
Doesn't go well together. Hey?
What about doing a cooking class for inmates?
They already do things like that. Yeah. So now
they're a dietitian in to do it.
Yeah. Well, now they're getting to 1,000 inmates there. So
dietitian. Once a month cooking class.
So that was
business idea.
That was fun.
Boom.
Sorry, I'll probably got to organise that visit at some point. Been speaking a lot around letters and communication, trying to improve efficiency in that respect as well.
For practitioners or yourself?
Yeah, for practitioners. A lot of stuff moving on NDIS as well. We've got a lot more interaction.
What would you say would be the biggest issue or problem that kind of people have with writing things like letters?
Procrastination.
Yeah. So it's like not the actual doing, it's actual starting.
No, it's just rereading it, thinking about it way too much. So
yeah,
pretty much when you see a client, these days my process is I know exactly what I'm doing from start to finish, and I suppose what happens when you're trying to write something that's really good is you just sit there and you mull over it, or you write it and you change it, you write it and you change it. Generally what I would suggest is you write it all, or you write the stuff that's really easy and then you'll go back and then fix or edit a couple of things.
Yeah.
So the other is if you can't do a really good job on it, and you can't do it well, then maybe, you need to change that process as well too. So for example, I think I mentioned, talked to someone yesterday around PES statements, and when we're in a really busy clinic, which is a bulk billing service, whether there's value in putting PES statements in those versus obviously if we were writing a letter back to the specialist or to the GP, we obviously have a little bit more time potentially, versus writing clinical notes in there. Do we want to write a PES statement? Actually, is it something that we're going to get audited for? And if we don't have a PES statement in our notes, are we doing the wrong thing? No.
You never used to do PES statements?
Not in clinical notes in a medical centre, but always in letters I would. And it's an opt-in thing, really. It's not something that's standardised. I think
we just make everyone opt in.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. Sorry, and yeah, look, 100%. If you can't write it well, and it's not individual, it's not personalised, because you don't have the time, well, there's no point. So you either need to get better at it, make it faster, or just don't bother doing it.
I think everyone should get better at it, and especially now, like when you went through, you didn't even do PES at uni, right? No. And I did PES at uni. I think that was like the first year or maybe the second year or second time that they've done it. Prior to that, there was no PES. So I think now everyone learns it through uni enough that you should be reasonably good at it. It's just about that thought process of knowing like that most of the time the first thing comes ahead is usually the right thing. Same with the assessment. Like you've made an assessment already, just put it down, like mind onto there. Don't have to like wordsmith the hell out of it and make it perfection. It's just put it all down, like Peta said.
It's literally like having a conversation.
Check it once. Yeah, you like think about it. If you're talking to a GP, you go, what would you tell him about the client or her about the client?
And the other is reading it. So reading the letter. So you read it aloud, make sure it actually makes sense, because I think sometimes you have the we really want to be clinical, or we want it to sound smart, that actually when we read it out loud it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. There's no joining terms and there's brackets and we put something in there, and if you read out the bracket it's ridiculous. So succinct letters are good, but also longer letters are fine as long as it's longer with value. So definitely the conversation I've had was around Peta statements. Do it, don't do it. Make sure if you do it, then it needs to be worthwhile being in there.
But you do it if you're working for a company.
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess with that, like you can be comprehensive while also being succinct. So it's just, they're not two separate things. So you can say everything, but say it efficiently and succinctly, not go and write 2 pages. So like Peta said, it's not going to be all worthwhile if you do that. So edit yourself, but still organically, write what comes to your head.
Good meeting this week as well with an obstetrician IVF clinic. So hit them up to see if we can try and work together a little bit more efficiently. So
how can a dietitian help with fertility?
Ask Melanie McGrath.
I'm asking the expert.
In lots of ways. I suppose in conception there's a lot of different things, but it's a mixed game. So I guess it would be optimising nutrition. It may even be weight loss for some people in relation to fertility. It depends on their infertility reasons. So if they've got PCOS or if they've got endometriosis, well, maybe there's dietary factors we could look to modify in terms of insulin, carbohydrate load, even optimising the types of fats. If their infertility is around sperm count for the male, then there's some things we can try and do around that. Maybe supplementation, but it could be other factors, could be age or whatever. In terms of preconception, definitely diet-wise optimising that, but a lot of the time what he was saying is maybe at least 50% of his clients are overweight. I won't tell you what he actually said, but majority of them are overweight and they're putting on a lot of weight in pregnancy. A lot of people when they're pregnant, they don't, he said, I'll go see a dietitian, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So the way in which I tried to sell it to them and way to try and improve the service for them is to maybe look to integrate our role as a necessary thing, because they actually are a private clinic. They function, the top 25% of the state or even in Australia, I don't know, he was saying. He was proud of himself. So that was that conversation. What else? I think I'm getting close to done that this week. I think there's been lots going on this week. It's been good.
Yeah.
And lots of, tick the box this week. So lots of clinics ticking off and happy. So we've got to get contracts, and I need to ask you about that as well too. So that reminds me. And now Melbourne on the weekend. So we're going.
We're all going to Melbourne.
Yeah, we're going. Yay.
Spending a lot of money to go to Melbourne, but hopefully it's worthwhile and see the crew down there.
Hopefully it is. Then I'll be there for the entire week. So if anyone's around.
You don't have any time left.
I've got time.
You've got time.
I'll find time.
On Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, Wednesday afternoon could be good. Yeah, definitely Wednesday afternoon.
Or if you're in Melbourne, if we're stumbling around drinking, feel free to come say hi. It's completely okay. You can buy us a drink.
Please do.
And
we may even wear the Dietitian Life shirt. Maybe that's what we could wear. And then someone could come up and scare us.
Okay. I don't know if we're going to do that. And it's going to be cold, so I don't think that'll be happening, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. All right, that's it from us, Dietitian Life. See ya.
Bye. Subscribe to our YouTube channel down there.
Do it.